Hey, Andrew here again, here to help with shopping for a Wikipedia vendor. It can be really hard to shop for something when you are not 100% an expert in it. The less you know about something you're buying, the more apt you are to end up with either a sketchy vendor or just someone that doesn't know what they're doing. So, these are quick things you can always look out for. I tell these to everyone that we talk to. So, these are common sketchy tactics. If anyone gives you really quick turnarounds, things like I can get that done in 2 weeks or a month. How is that possible if they're following the conflict of interest rules, which we've talked
Hello,
about in other
are you
videos?
a
Please look
blank
those up if we're
canvas with
not
some
familiar
Wikipedia
with
rules for
those.
Wikipedia?
But, following Wikipedia's rules involves working with volunteer editors who are totally separate from your firm, and that takes time and compromise. So, how can they promise an exact timeline? Another one to look out for is people who say, I have a connection with a Wikipedia editor. I have an editor on staff. I have an administrator on staff. I somehow have extra privileges on Wikipedia. Big nose, big sketchy. Again, even if any of that were true, the conflict of interest rules would require that those people work within the same process that we've talked about before, where you disclose your connection and you send requests to volunteer editors who have no connection to them. So it's really no advantage to you other than, I suppose, expertise. But if they're promising results or a way to get around the conflict of interest rules, I think that is the biggest tell of something scammy. Things that are just really cheap are often too good to be true. And that's the same for things that are really quick. As far as ways to find a good firm, I think that the biggest thing to look out for is someone who is very transparent about their work. If someone is working on Wikipedia the right way, they're able to go to talk pages, various discussion pages on Wikipedia, and whether they do the disclosed request themselves, so they're guiding a client through it, they should be able to show you, because all of it's public, what they're doing, what their work looks like, where they are interacting with editors correctly. If someone can't do that, or if they start to fall apart when you ask them about conflict of interest rules, a few other, I think, keywords to look out for to ask them about are, whether they've been blocked before, whether they've ever done anything with sock puppets or are familiar with it. These are all things that you can look out for that give you a little bit of a leg up in the buying process. In general, just remember with Wikipedia, it is better to do nothing than to do something wrong. So if something feels at all sketchy, I would say hold off or reach out for a second opinion. Even if for whatever reason Lumino is not a good fit for you, we're very passionate about making sure people follow the site's rules and end up in, good company when doing so. So reach out. I'm always happy to give you a second opinion.